It's Doro and Warlock right here on your Classic Metal Show with Burning the Witches. That's just exactly what Chris has done.
Yeah, the bitches?
Yeah, Burning the Bitches.
Burning the Bitches.
Right.
Is that Levin playing guitar or no?
No.
No. What album did Levin play guitar on?
He played on Force Majeure.
Oh, the Doro album, not...
No. He was on the last Warlock album that they did.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me look here real quick. I think it was True as Steel.
True as Steel?
I think.
Okay.
I think that's... Or either that or Triumphant Agony. Which one is it?
Triumphant Agony is the one with All We Are, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think he played on that one.
I think it's True as Steel.
Cool. That's the one with like the heart that's like melting or something in steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Levin, he was looking for you yesterday. Did you get him?
Yep.
All right.
Got him taken care of. He just needed a little small website adjustment.
He was like texting me, dude, I'm trying to get a hold of Chris. Every time I call, I get the wrong person.
What fucking number was he calling?
I have no idea. He just texted me and said, I need to get a hold of Chris, dude. Send me his phone number.
I've had the same two numbers for, 8 years?
I don't know, man. He just hit me out. He just hit me on the text yesterday and said, I'm looking for Chris. Every time I call his number, I get the wrong person.
Oh, I know. I haven't changed my phone number at all.
So.
Forever, so.
It's so funny because whenever Don needs to get a hold of you or John needs to get a hold of you, they always go through me first.
Like me and you never are separated.
No, it's just like you need to get this message to Chris.
That's all right. Don was having a fucking brain meltdown the other day. He paid me, and he paid me a substantial amount of money, like not the kind of money that you'd forget paying.
Yeah.
Say how much, but it was not. It was more than $1,000.
Okay, so you're updating.
Yeah. There's a new site coming.
Okay,
but he paid me a very large payment. Okay, and like 3 days later, he's like, "Dude, how do I pay for this?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I can't remember how to pay for this." And I hit him back. I was like, "Dude, you already paid for this." Oh yeah, okay.
So, but I'll take another payment if you like.
I'll certainly take a double, but
Sure.
I was like, and probably some of the other scumbags that he's dealt with in the past probably would have run his card again.
Sure.
I just was like, dude, you already paid this.
All right.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Well, I did play When Heaven Comes Down from the Tooth and Nail release, which, by the way, next year, 2014, will be. Can you believe this, Chris? The 30th anniversary of Tooth and Nail.
I know. And believe me, working on the new site, I've been sort of keeping that motif in mind and going through like a lot of old pictures. Man, I've got some funny pictures of those guys from
30 years, though.
I know. It's crazy. Dude, there was like an era in that Tooth and Nail era where they all went through their fucking Native American phase. Where they all had their hair poofed up, but they all were wearing like the stripes on their face and shit. Have you seen those pictures?
No.
I'll send them to you.
Kind of like what's her name from Scandal?
Or Adam Ant.
The Warrior.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, with the lines on her face.
Yeah. What's her name? Patty
Smythe.
Yeah, Patty Smythe. She's married to John McEnroe, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's married to John McEnroe.
Oh, no kidding. I'm sure he gives her a good beating every once in a while.
I am the warrior.
Did they have another hit? No.
No, it's Goodbye to You.
Was that
that
them?
One? Goodbye to You. Remember that song?
Is that Scandal?
That's Scandal.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yep.
No kidding.
Shooting at the walls of heartbreak, bang, bang.
Hated that song. Loved the video because the chick was hot, but
yeah, that was Patty Smythe.
Dude, those videos from the '80s were so bad, and now with the Vivo, I watch a lot of those bad videos.
I was watching Vivo before the show tonight.
But you only watched basically the metal ones.
Not always. I watch some of the pop stuff, and I watch some of the classic rock stuff. It just depends on what mood I'm in.
I caught what might have been the worst video in the history of video making yesterday. Greg Kihn Band, Jeopardy.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that one with the
of course. I was working at the music store when that came out.
Oh, with the I don't even know what that thing was. The tentacles that come up through the floor of the church.
Right. But the thing is I can't even listen to the legitimate song anymore without thinking of the Weird Al song, I Lost on Jeopardy.
Oh.
That's what comes to mind every time I hear that song. I lost on Jeopardy, baby.
I know the real song, you're like, damn, what's wrong with these lyrics? Poor guy. What happened to that guy?
Well, he was like a disc jockey in like San Francisco or something like that.
Oh, was he? I don't even know his story.
Yeah, he wasn't like a full-time musician. He's sort of like, I think he was like a radio disc jockey guy, and he was from like Northern California.
Yeah.
And then he had the Greg Kihn Band, and he had that one big hit, and
I caught his band on the one big hit.
Well, you were out there about that time.
Yeah. No, I was still here. That was way early, dude.
Mm-hmm. Early 80s.
That was like 83.
Yeah, that early 80s. It was when I was in college.
Yeah, no, that was way before I was in California. I was like in sophomore in high school.
Right.
But no, that was awful. Greg Kihn wipes Billy Squire's ass these days? Jesus. Really? Billy Squire.
Billy Squire was pretty big at one point, though.
Who, Billy Squire?
Yeah.
Yeah, Squire was huge until he made that faggot album. That fucking foofy album where he wore all the fucking pink clothes.
Yeah, I know.
Danced around. I rock you tonight.
Right.
Rocking on end.
The only song that really sticks. I mean, I know a lot of Billy Squire songs, but the one that sticks out in my mind, only because it was kind of a monumental song, was "Lonely Is the Night."
Best song he ever did.
Yep.
Or what was the other one? That whole album is good. Don't Say No. That's like the one album that I keep of Billy Squire, but yeah, he wasn't very good. I mean, Emotions in Motion.
Right.
Yuck. Not so good. But sadly, I saw him 4 times.
Sure.
Dude, when I was in high school, and this is no lie, man, I was so into all these bands because the chicks were into these bands. All the girls listen to this stuff, so I was listening to it so I could try and scam on the chicks.
Sure.
So believe me when I tell you, I went to many Billy Squire concerts and the Romantics and Corey Hart. You name it. If it was bad in the 80s.
Boy in a Box.
Who?
Boy in a Box.
Yeah, Boy in a Box. What was his song? Never Surrender.
Right. I wear my sunglasses at night.
Yeah, he sucked. That was one of the worst concerts of all time. It was fucking the Romantics and Corey Hart. And not only that, but the chick that I was dating at the time begged me to let her drive, even though she wasn't fucking 16 even. And I let her drive, and she crashed into a fucking stop sign at downtown Cleveland.
Nice.
So I got busted by my parents for fucking wrecking their car. She wrecked my mom's car. I got blamed for it. I got a ticket. Oh, it just fucking sucked. And I had to go see that suck show.
Just for a chick.
Just for a chick.
Yep.
Chick that I didn't even bang.
Yeah, see, look at what us guys go through just for some chicks.
Yeah, just for some puss.
we love the girls, man.
Look at Gilp Dog. I went to see the Gin Blossoms once to try to get laid. Ooh. And the bitch stood me up. Wow.
Wow, the Gin Blossoms.
The Gin Blossoms were awful.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really bad there. I had a girlfriend talk me into taking her to see Trickster. Kurgan.
Trickster? Well, that wasn't horrible.
It
wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible.
Dude, I would argue that point. Now, hey, baby.
Well, again, I would go Trickster. I would go see Trickster before I'd see the Gin Blossoms.
Yeah, I would too. I'd go see fucking Ian Watkins videos before I'd go see fucking the Gin Blossoms, but, you know, that's just me.
What we do for the girls.
That's right.
We love the ladies.
At least a part of them.
Yeah, we love the ladies.
Do you realize how much we will do for literally 3 inches of skin flaps?
Is that what it really boils down to?
That's what it all boils down to. You got 3 inches of moist skin flaps, and we'll do anything for that.
Right.
Anything. 90% of the world's problems are they circle around 3 inches of fucking roast beef. That's what they do. I mean, it's crazy. We're willing to fucking put up with all their bullshit. Face it. Why else would you? Why else would you do people put up with all of it? Why do we all go crazy with our crazy chicks? Other than those 3 inches of skin flaps.
Well, I tell you what, I eliminated the crazy out of the crazy chicks.
And by what? Not dating anybody?
I just don't deal with it. Won't deal with it anymore.
Well, I do.
I'm too old for that. I'm just done.
You know, I get it a lot. I get it a whole lot. People give me a lot of guff about fucking chasing puss and dealing with the crazy later. But I keep doing it.
Well, I think you're forever optimistic that you're going to find that one that isn't so crazy.
No, because I keep ending up back with the one that I know is crazy. I'm going with her tomorrow to the football game. I know she's fucking nutty, but so what?
Whatever.
I like that one.
Okay. Nothing wrong with.
I hate that one.
Well, there are the ones that you like.
Oh, Jesus. And again, it's all about the pursuit of 3 inches of skin.
Is that what it is?
It kind of is.
Okay.
It really kind of is. Thank God she's not listening.
Is that what your book is about?
3 inches of skin flaps? It's the next book.
Right. So seriously, what I know the book hasn't even come out yet, but
yeah.
Since you're already in the planning stages, what are you already thinking about?
For the next book?
Yeah.
Next book, I'm going to do what I started and didn't finish with the DDP stuff, with the yoga and with the diet and everything. But I'm going to do it for 365 days, and I'm going to record everything for 365 days. Good days, bad days, whatever days.
So it's going to be a project book.
Yeah, it's going to be a project book. That's the next one, starting January 1st, January to January.
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of see what can happen with that.
Sure.
It might be something, it might be nothing, but whatever.
So it'll basically be a chronological journal type daily thing.
Yeah, that one's going to be more journaled with, but it's going to have all the food count and the exercise count and everything in there, so that if it works, then people can see, well, this is what I did.
Sure.
Good or bad, 15 beers or none.
Right.
We'll see how it works. So that's the next one.
Right. Interesting.
That one and Billy's book, I think, is next. And then when are we writing yours?
Well, I'm gonna have to focus on exactly what direction I want to go with the book.
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot of tales to tell, a lot of stories to tell, but I'm not really sure if it would be like a autobiography, because it's kind of like the rise of the CMS or the idea of the CMS, but I also wanted to include the experiences I've had with, relationship stuff.
Sure.
But I also have had some unique experiences that, your average person has never got to experience, just because I put myself at a place and time
right, that
allowed me to be a part of things that I probably would have never been a part of had I not just been determined.
Sure.
So I'm not really sure how to even, categorize the story.
Well, map it out and then cut chapters that, we can always write We can always write a lot and then pull stuff out that just sort of doesn't fit.
Well, the whole premise of the book in my mind is I want it to what's the word I'm looking for? I want it to go side by side with the 20th anniversary of the show.
Which is when?
It would be January of 2016.
So we need to be writing by 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we have time.
Yeah, we got 24 months, basically.
We have time. It'll take 3 months to get the story out of you, and then it'll take me 6 to write it, and we're good.
Because talking about crazy,
yeah.
I mean, I've had some pretty... I don't know what you want. I don't even know if that's even the word is unique, but I've had some pretty crazy experiences with my relationships and people that I've dealt with and things that I've gone through. And I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it, if you want to call it a journey or, because the CMS, and not to give the book away,
mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons I started the CMS, and I don't think I've ever revealed this to you or anybody, to be honest with you. So here's a revelation for you.
All right.
One of the reasons I started the CMS was to, for lack of a better term, to get back at a former relationship friend.
Really?
Yep.
With the show?
Yep.
Oh, shit. A girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who was a big fan of the classic, of at the time it was just metal, but
right.
it became the classic metal show later down the road. But regardless of that, my idea there was to get into the business per se in order to facilitate my ability to rub elbows with the people that she was fans of, to say, ha ha ha, look at who I've got to know or who I got to talk to, or
now we're getting into some good book stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now we're getting into, and without giving away anything other than a yes or no answer, were you able to stick it in her face?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
And I'm so and the comment that was made is, I am so jealous.
Nice. All right, no more. Don't share another word, because I can see 2 or 3 chapters right there.
Yeah. So basically, it was the inspiration for me to start the classic metal show and do what I did.
Very nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So just like I wrote on your page, in every adversity, there's an equivalency to benefit.
Right. Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Evel Knievel.
Right. And that's a story in itself.
Yeah.
Just how I met him.
Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of good stories, dude.
Yeah. So that's I don't know how to corral that into a book exactly. But
well,
everything is relatable, though.
That's what you let me do. You
sure.
Tell me the stories, and we put it in order, and then we, and then I'll cut through the stuff and weave it. I'm gonna send you the draft anyway of mine, so that you can kind of read it and see. Because I mean, you more than just about everybody, you know everything that went on.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of read it and see how I molded it from fucking day-to-day bullshit into a book.
Yeah.
And then maybe that'll give you some ideas for your book too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, because there are stories that I would like to tell about, from being married early in my life to being threatened with a knife to, meeting famous people to crazy ass bitches to
right. There's a lot there.
I mean, there is a lot there. It's quite a tale.
Yours might be thicker than my 344 pages.
It's quite a tale. I mean, I just know some of the stories I'm going to tell. People are going to say, "Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's crazy."
Yeah. And then of course there's the whole, people are going to be mad.
Well, there are going to be some people who are going to be mad.
Yeah, I got a little bit of blowback today. Just a little bit, but a little bit of, I wish you wouldn't have wrote that.
Well, as I said, there's already somebody who's mad at me, and I haven't even written line 1 of the book, and they're already mad.
Well, as I said, I have a lawsuit pending, and for a book that's not even out.
But as I told you, I explained it to them that this is my experience from my perception. It happened to me, regardless if you're the person who was involved or not. That's neither here nor there. It's still an experience that happened to me.
Yeah, you don't get a say.
Yeah.
That's bottom line. You don't get a say.
Right.
But no, dude, how crazy is it, man? Fucking now we're writing books.
Well, I will have a 20-year legacy with the Classic Metal Show, and a lot of what I've done with the show has been driven by some of my personal experiences, which is why I think that all intertwines.
Sure. Oh yeah, man. Dude, the book stuff is, it's one of the things that I have learned really in the last couple of weeks, just, by getting myself out there and talking to, I'm trying not to only talk to people I know. I'm trying to talk to, like, people that are in the book industry, because that's the best way for me to get into it, is to know some people. And the one thing that I am learning very quickly is that if you're going to tell a story and you try to dance around certain parts of it, everybody picks it up. Everybody fucking immediately says things to you like, why didn't you say blah, 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 And I've had that already. I've had, that kind of criticism on my book already with certain things. People are like, well, I know you were trying to blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You'll figure it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. A certain person that I sort of wanted to date and didn't said, and I've been called out on it by not only by friends, but also by people that don't know me from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I've already said that from reading pieces of the book. They're like, yeah, you didn't go far enough here. Okay. Fair enough. Part of the game, though, man.
Sure.
So. Well,
again, I've given it a lot of thought over the last couple of months, and there's just gonna be such a wide assortment of things and stories and experiences to tell. It's just a matter of corralling it all in to make sense.
Right. Well, we'll get it together.
Sure.
I have no doubts about that.
But I know the people who listen to the CMS on a regular basis, or who believe they've come to know me as a person, they're going to be absolutely just they're just going to be like, holy shit, really?
Well, believe me, I'm finding that out too. Everybody that does not realize the other side of me, other than the 10, 15 people that know me really well.
Sure.
They're like, who the fuck is this guy in this book? Sure doesn't sound like the fuck you man from the radio.
Sure. Right?
It's part of the game, man.
Isn't that what what was his name? Rocco Fury referred to you as the fuck you guy?
The fuck you guy, right.
Isn't he the guy who's told you that?
I think so, yeah.
Actually, I was watching a movie the other day. Who was it? They said, I know you. You're the fuck you man. What movie was that from?
What's that from?
I was just watching it the other day off of Netflix.
The fuck you man. I don't know.
I know you. You're the fuck you guy.
I know you. You're the fuck you guy.
It was like Eddie Murphy movie or something.
Yeah. Oh God, what movie was that?
Trading Places.
Or maybe it's one of his stand-up. It's in his stand-up.
Oh, it's in the stand-up. It's Delirious, isn't it? Or
either Delirious or Raw. One of the two.
It was Raw. I just watched it the other night. It was Raw.
Yeah. So Eddie rules, dude.
Yeah, that was it. That was in Raw. That's why I just watched that the other night.
I just saw him on Arsenio this week, and he's going to do a new comedy special. Like he's putting together his first comedy special in forever since Raw. So in like 30 years.
Sure. Oh, that's what it was. He said he has people from foreign countries who are trying to mimic him.
Right.
And they go, I know you. You're the fuck you guy.
Right.
Then it reminded me of Rocco Fury because he said that to you too. He says, I know you, Chris. I know you're the fuck you guy. Remember that? Remember Rocco?
We need that clip. Wheezy, where are you? How do we not have somebody giving me a label? Oh, man. Too funny.
Sure.